second topic. And Jon, I know you're excited about this one. In the Chicago area, I know you talk a lot of Chicago Bears. And right now, this Bears team, I mean, is fumbling the right word? Is kind of shaky the right word? I don't know. I'm going to have you take it from here. As you posted this topic, should the Bears fire Matt Nagy? Yes or not yet? What are you giving me?
Immediately. Not yes or not yet. Immediately. As of today, as of this taping, as of tomorrow, as of when this podcast is going to be consumed by everybody listening, by the time you turn on this video or listen on your podcasting platform, Matt Nagy better not have a job with the Chicago Bears. This has been, oh my goodness, just probably the worst coaching job I have ever seen in the NFL. So he comes here, 2018, does great with Mitch Trubisky. Everybody's so happy, even though it was the defense who really controlled the game. 2019, 2020, 8-8, couple of seasons. The blame was placed on Mitch Trubisky, whom we all know and we've all talked about. And if you guys watch me or listen to me, you know my support for Mitch Trubisky, even though it wasn't necessarily popular. Now we get to this season, and Matt Nagy said, hey, I need a new quarterback. Well, we gave him a new quarterback. Hey, I need time to develop him. Well, you've been given time to develop him. And as we see today, Justin Fields has 2 touchdowns, 6 picks, and a 63 passer rating. You tell me who's at fault. Now, I'd love to see people say it's Justin Fields' fault. Nobody will. And that goes to show that this is a Matt Nagy issue. The problem is, Cam, Matt Nagy, when it comes to general stats, has been great. Hey, never had a losing season. 2 playoff appearances in 3 years. Right now, if the Bears win this weekend against San Fran, guess what? They're going to be 4-4, not a losing season. If the Bears finish 9-8 or 10-7, he's probably going to stick around. And that's despite the fact that we're talking about some very low lows from this team. You know, it's a law of averages. Everybody in life, it's a law of averages. Sometimes you have really high moments. Other times you have really low ones. The question is, can you balance it out? In the Bears' case, they don't really have many high moments, and they have a lot of low moments. And at the end of the day, when they beat up against these crappy teams and put up a 9-8, 8-9 record, it's all justified to keep around a coach who can't develop a quarterback properly. That's a big problem to me. It's been this way now for 4 years. Something has to change. Justin Fields, no O-line. No wide receivers. Allen Robinson has been a ghost so far this season. And the defense has been fine, but you can't expect them to perform for 35 minutes on the field. Well, your offense never even has the football. So all around, this is just a debacle for the Bears. And even though their record's at 3-4, no, they're not the Lions at 0-7. No, Dan Campbell isn't their head coach. But still, this is a big problem for them, and Matt Nagy needs to go now.
Yeah, fire him 100%. I think anyone that says don't fire him should, not even consider ever being a head coach in the National Football League. What you have to realize as a fan is, and this is actually just what happened in the Cardinals system in Major League Baseball, where you're like, why are you getting rid of your manager who took you to back-to-back postseason appearances? You have to realize that's not the point. The point isn't to get you to square 2. It's to get you to square 4. Develop a little bit. If this Chicago Bears team was, itching toward where, I don't even know. At this point, you're talking about a rebuild. You're talking about just trying to fix something. If this team was itching toward a second round playoff berth, like in the divisional round, or even later on, maybe in at least one season, then you could talk about keeping Matt Nagy because he's actually putting forward a good coaching scheme. Matt Nagy isn't doing anything. The defense has done everything for this team. When Mitch Trubisky was there, it was Trubisky, it wasn't Nagy. People don't realize that as much as the head coach is to blame for mistakes, the head coach is often not the biggest reason why you win football games. The Bears should fire Matt Nagy because if you want, a mediocre play for the next 5 years, keep Matt Nagy. But you have to look toward your future. Right now, you look toward your future with Justin Fields. So switch it up because it's not working this season. You talk about beating up on bad teams. You look at the schedule. Okay, you beat the Lions. Everyone beat the Lions. I'm going to beat the Lions in a couple hours. And then you end up beating the Bengals when early in the season, the Cincinnati team wasn't really in stride. And then you beat up on the Raiders, who have been the most inconsistent team in the NFL. It's not going to work if you want to go above a mediocre level. The Bears are at that mediocre level. Try to get above it. It won't work with Matt Nagy at all. There's just no way.
Great stat. In 2017, John Fox's first season with Mitch Trubisky, the Bears averaged a league low 175.7 passing yards per game. This year, they're averaging 124.4. That's with Matt Nagy and a supposed great quarterback in Justin Fields. And I'm not disparaging Fields. What I'm saying is If Justin Fields is supposed to be a generational talent, why are you getting 124 passing yards out of him every game? That's a travesty. That this guy who was at Ohio State, perennial All-American, almost national champion, is thrown for 124 yards per game in the NFL. I would expect at least something better. And I'm not saying that every quarterback's going to be Patrick Mahomes coming out of college, but 124 passing yards, and you're a supposed offensive guru who knows how to develop a quarterback? Give me a break.